Hello, friends. If you're 65 or older in Canada, two payments are landing right now that most seniors are about to miss. A new grocery check worth up to $950 this year, and your old age security deposit on August 27th. Stay with me to number 6, because that's the one almost everyone gets completely backwards. Number 1. The grocery check did not disappear, it got bigger. As of July 2026, the old GST/HST credit is gone. If you go to canada.ca right now, it literally says the GST/HST credit is no longer available. And that one line has scared thousands of seniors into thinking their quarterly money was cancelled. It wasn't. It was replaced by a new program called the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, the CGEB, and here's the part that matters. The payments are 25% larger than the old GST credit, and that increase is locked in for 5 years, from 2026 through 2031. The eligibility is exactly the same as the old credit, so if you qualified before, you qualify now. You don't apply, you don't sign up. For a single senior with a net income around $25,000, the total value for the 2026 to 2027 benefit year works out to roughly $950. That's real money for groceries, split into quarterly deposits of about $237 each. The first one landed July 3rd, the next lands in early October, then January, then April. Take Margaret in Hamilton. She saw the letters GST vanish from her July statement, panicked, and started skipping her weekly fruit and vegetables to stretch her pension, when in fact a $237 deposit had already arrived that same week under the new name. The mistake I see over and over: a senior notices the letters GST are gone from their bank statement, assumes the government took it away, and never checks again. Meanwhile, the replacement is sitting there, larger than before. So here's your step this week. Log in to your CRA My Account, or call the CRA at 1-800-959-8281 and look for Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit. Confirm the amount, and confirm it's going to the right bank account. If the letters changed on your statement, that's not a cut. That's your raise. Number 2. Your old age security lands on August 27th, and it's higher than it was in the spring. Service Canada pays OAS on the third to last business day of the month, and for August 2026, that date is Thursday, August 27th. If you're on direct deposit, it's in your account that morning. But here's what most people don't check: the amount. OAS is adjusted every 3 months for inflation, and for the July to September quarter of 2026, it went up by 1.2%. That pushed the maximum monthly payment to about $751.97 if you're between 65 and 74, and about $827.17 if you're 75 or older. The increase is automatic. You don't do anything to get it, but you should still open your account and confirm the new higher number actually showed up. Consider a 76-year-old man in Regina who kept seeing $818 month after month, the pre-July figure, because a clerical hold froze his adjustment. One 10-minute call released the raise, about $9 a month, or over $100 a year he'd otherwise have quietly lost. The common mistake here is treating OAS like a fixed amount that never moves. It moves 4 times a year, every January, April, July, and October. So on August 27th, do 2 things: confirm the deposit arrived, and confirm it reflects the raise, roughly $752 if you're under 75, roughly $827 if you're 75 and up. If the number looks stuck at last winter's amount, that's your signal to call Service Canada. This is your money. 10 seconds of checking protects it. Number 3. One filing mistake quietly turns your grocery check into $0. The Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit is automatic, but automatic has a catch. The CRA calculates it straight from your tax return. No tax return, no calculation, and no payment. This is the trap that catches seniors more than anyone else, because if your only income is OAS and a small CPP, you might think there's no reason to file. There is. Even with zero taxable income, even if you owe nothing, you must file a return every single year, or the CRA has nothing to base your CGEB on and simply stops paying it. The amount doesn't shrink, it goes to 0. And the same return protects your guaranteed income supplement, which can run over $1,100 a month for a single senior, and your provincial credits, which all ride on it. Here's a real pattern. A widow living on OAS decides she doesn't need to file because she earns almost nothing, and 18 months later, her grocery benefit and her GIS have both dried up, losing her more than $8,000, and she has no idea why. The fix costs nothing. A zero return takes about 20 minutes on paper, or nothing at all through free certified software. File your taxes every year, on time, even if every line is zero. If you've fallen behind, you can file the back years. The CRA will pay retroactive GIS for up to 11 months and often more, restarting payments you thought were gone for good. So this week, if you or a parent hasn't filed for the last year or two, that's the single highest value hour you can spend. It can restart hundreds of dollars in payments. And stay with me, because number 6 is the one that stops seniors from claiming money they are fully owed. Number 4. There was a one-time top-up back in June, and you might still be able to claim it. On June 5th, 2026, the government sent a one-time payment to launch this new benefit. A 50% boost on top of the annual GST credit value people were owed for the year. For that same single senior on about $25,000, that one-time top-up was around $267, landing in a single shot. A lot of seniors got it and didn't even notice the deposit, but some got nothing. And in most cases, it's the same reason as number 3. They hadn't filed a recent tax return, so the CRA didn't have them on the list. Think of a couple in Kelowna who missed the June deposit entirely. They filed their overdue 2025 return in July, and 3 weeks later, the CRA backpaid both the top-up and the July quarterly check, over $500, in one deposit. Here's the good news. This isn't necessarily gone. Because the whole system is driven by your tax return, filing the return that was missing can make the CRA recalculate and pay you what you were entitled to, including catch-up amounts. The mistake is assuming that because June has passed, the door is closed. For these benefits, the door reopens the moment your paperwork is up to date. So check your bank records back in early June. If you don't see a top-up around $267, and your income is modest, that's a strong sign something is out of date on your file. Log in to CRA My Account, make sure last year's return is filed and assessed, and confirm your address and direct deposit are current. That one check can recover a payment you didn't even know you'd missed. Number 5. If you still get paper checks, both of these payments are at risk. Everything we've talked about, your OAS on August 27th and your quarterly grocery benefit, is paid one of two ways: straight into your bank account by direct deposit, or by a paper check in the mail. And the paper check is where money goes missing. Service Canada itself tells people to wait 5 to 10 business days after the payment date before calling about a missing check, because mail delivery varies. That's up to 2 weeks where your money is somewhere in the postal system instead of your account. Checks also get lost, stolen from mailboxes, or delayed when you move, and seniors are the #1 target for stolen mail. One 82-year-old in Winnipeg had her $800 OAS check lifted from an unlocked lobby mailbox and cashed by a stranger. It took her 9 weeks and a stack of forms to get a replacement. Direct deposit removes every one of those risks. On August 27th, your OAS is simply there in the morning, and every quarterly grocery payment lands on its date automatically. The mistake is thinking direct deposit is complicated or risky to set up. It isn't. You can turn it on in about 5 minutes inside CRA My Account for your grocery benefit and tax credits, and inside My Service Canada account for your OAS and CPP, or with a single phone call and your bank's transit and account number. So if you or someone you love is still waiting by the mailbox on payment day, that's the fix this week. Switch to direct deposit for both the CRA and Service Canada. Same money, but it arrives on time, every time, and it can't be stolen out of a mailbox. Number 6. The one almost everyone gets backwards. A lot of seniors, when they hear about a new grocery benefit, quietly decide not to bother with it because they're afraid that taking it will count as income and claw back their OAS or cut their guaranteed income supplement. That fear is completely backwards, and it costs people real money. The Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit is built on the old GST credit, and just like that credit, it is tax-free. It is not income. You do not report it on your tax return, it does not raise your net income, And because it doesn't raise your net income, it cannot trigger the OAS clawback and it cannot reduce your GIS by a single cent. In fact, the OAS recovery tax doesn't even begin until your net income passes about $93,400, a threshold no senior living on the grocery benefit will ever come near. Let me say that plainly. There is no scenario where accepting your grocery check makes your OAS or your GIS smaller. They are separate systems. The people who get hurt here are the cautious ones. The senior who assumes any government money must have a catch, so they never check, never file, and leave $900+ a year on the table to protect a pension that was never at risk in the first place. That's nearly $5,000 walked away from over the 5-year life of the program. The truth is the opposite of the fear. The only way this benefit hurts you is by you not claiming it. So the takeaway for number 6 is simple. Never turn down or ignore the grocery benefit to protect your OAS or GIS because it can't touch them. Claim everything you're eligible for, because it is all yours, and none of it is counted against the pension you rely on. So here's the one move that ties all 6 together. This week, log in to CRA My Account and to my Service Canada account. Confirm last year's tax return is filed, and switch both to direct deposit. That single hour protects your OAS on August 27th and every grocery payment after it. If this helped you, subscribe and share it with one senior you love. Because the ones who find out in time keep their money, and the ones who don't find out after it's already gone.